Hello and welcome back to Town Administrator Update. I'm BNEWS Reporter Chris Flaherty. Town Administrator Update is our chance to talk with Town Administrator Paul Sagarino on all things going around at Town Hall. Paul, how are you today?
Everything's going great, Chris. Great to see you.
Great to see you too. Did you have a good summer?
Outstanding summer. I don't know if anybody can complain about the wonderful weather we've had. I mean, up until this past weekend.
That's true. We probably did need that rain though.
Definitely breathing a sigh of relief that it finally rained.
Yeah.
Clearly, it's not enough to solve all of our problems at this point in time, but it was definitely a welcome sight, despite the fact that it was on Labor Day weekend.
Right.
I just really, it was actually a good feeling to see the rain falling, in a sustained, slow way, as opposed to what we've been more experiencing lately, which is a lot of rainfall falling in 10 minutes, which really doesn't recharge.
Yeah.
The aquifers or anything like that, because it just runs off into the drainage system.
So where are we at right now with the drought? Are we still at a severe level? What can residents expect?
Yeah, we're still in a very severe situation, and as you know from reporting on it, the biggest problem that we have now is the reservoir. We're unable to fill it up from a source in the Shawshene River because it's been dry all summer. So we basically have to plan on using that water that's in the reservoir until we get through this crisis. And every day it goes down a certain amount, and we're really concerned about that. I mean, moving forward, we're about a mile worth of pipe away from completing the MWRA connection.
Okay.
And once we are able to complete that, we will have the renewable resource there with our water, and we'll still experience drought and potential water restrictions from the state, but there will be a different kind of water restriction. It'll be, odd even, or, use less water to help the overall environment, as opposed to what we're dealing with now is please use less water so that we have enough water for you to get us through to the winter. But luckily, the water demand typically naturally goes down in the fall after the summer, so hopefully in the next couple of weeks we'll be in a better place to be able to, take a deep breath, and it's literally something that keeps you up at night, wondering what's going to happen with our water at this point. So,
awesome. Well, hopefully we'll have a nice rainy fall. Hopefully not too many rain delays on our football and baseball games, but I know the select board is looking to fill positions on a lot of town committees. You want to talk about those?
Sure. We're at a really critical point in being able to fill vacancies on volunteer committees. So if there are any interested members in the community, please check out the town website, fill out an application. A variety of different areas that people may be interested in. I know you have a list of the committees there, but it really is we're at an all-time low in terms of volunteerism when it comes to committees. So if there are residents out there that have interest or an expertise and a skill in particular areas, then we probably have a committee that would be very grateful to have you serve on and serve the community on. Excellent.
And for our viewers at home, the committees looking to fill positions are the Beautification Committee, the Historical Committee, the Disability Access Commission, the Cable Advisory Committee, and the Scholarship Committee. So it's your town. Get involved. Head on the town website and check out these committees. Paul, last time you and I did this, we were gearing up for May town meeting, and now here we are gearing up for September town meeting. We don't have time to go through the entire warrant, of course. I don't think our viewers would stick around for that long anyway. But I know you wanted to touch on a couple of things, like the police station feasibility study. You want to talk about that?
Sure. As BCAT has reported on, the condition of our police station is not up to standard. So it's time that we start looking at a replacement for that facility. We have a very modern police department, very well trained, and a police department they're extremely proud of. And they're operating out of a second-class facility. I'm pretty sure BCAT has done a nice segment on a lot of the issues. I mean, it's over 100-year-old building. So, and it wasn't built as a police station, so there's been a lot of advances in safety and design of modern police facilities, and this is our opportunity now to try to evaluate some sites within town and try to get an understanding of where could we put a new police station, what it might look like, what the cost estimates may be. So that will be the request for the feasibility study. They'll analyze a couple of different sites for us, and also what we may be able to fit on there in terms of square footage and how we might design it, to hopefully give town meeting some options in terms of where we may move forward with this new facility in the upcoming years.
And so just to clarify, the feasibility study, that is not approve the project. This is just sort of an assessment of what we could need to make the project
Yeah,
happen.
they'll evaluate sort of what are the space needs of a modern police station. They'll evaluate each individual site. We have a couple, the existing site that we want to look at. We're considering looking at the Vinebrook treatment plant site on Middlesex Turnpike. That, once we get our water problem squared away, that will eventually be discontinued, and it's a pretty good piece of land in a busy part of town. But we're also going to take a look around just to see if there are any privately owned sites in town that may, serve well. And, we'll send a notice out to the community to see if there are any interested property owners that may have a parcel of a particular size within a particular area. And what they'll do is they'll evaluate those sites, and they'll sketch together some designs of what a station may look like on each individual site. And again, I'm hoping we have at least a couple of different options to choose from. But it's long overdue. Chief Kent started to bring it to the town's attention when he came to work in the town, and Chief Brown has also kept it on our radar screen. And the town's done a really good job of replacing these facilities. We need these facilities to serve the public. We use our facilities for much longer than their useful lives, and again, we're very grateful to the support we've received for town meeting for, public works facilities, rec facility, the new fire station 2. We're looking at a new elementary school. So, although it may be painful when you look at the dollars involved, it really is. It's imperative that the town invest in these type of facilities, because these are the facilities that we provide services to the residents out of. And again, we're going to be using it for the next 50 to 100 years.
Right.
So we get our money's worth out of them eventually.
Excellent. I think the police station originally was a school. I don't remember the name of the school, though.
The Union School.
The Union
I think
School.
it was 1897. At some point in time before I came to work in the town, and many of the residents probably remember, it was outfitted as a bank. And there's been a small addition to the back that's not really historical. And it's kind of a crowded site there, smaller than you would want. But we do need to evaluate it, because one of the things that we are poor on is we don't have a lot of municipal property. So unlike many of the communities further out in the suburbs that may have acres and acres of land to build municipal facilities on, we really have a shortage of municipal property to consider.
To hop off town meeting for a second, I know the department was just recognized by Governor Baker. Is that right?
Yes, they were highlighted as one of the police departments and school districts that really had been ahead of the curve on school security. Kudos to our department. They participate in the most cutting edge trainings, and they've been working hard at school security for many years now. And Governor Baker called them out as a model community. We get a lot of cooperation from the school department on that. And again, it's just another example of how our police department, how well trained they are, how forward thinking they are, and how on the cutting edge of things they are to be able to recognize. I think there was only 2 communities recognized for their work in this area. So kudos to our department. They make us proud every day.
Yeah, and school security is so important these days.
Unbelievably, the most important,
Absolutely, yeah. So they definitely deserve that new station. Back on town meeting, I know what's next on the warrant is the Mall Road redevelopment project. Where are we at in that project, and what are the next steps that are on the warrant?
So this is sort of phase 2. For many residents, the sessions are available on our website, but what we did was an analysis of the 128 Business District, which is roughly bordered by Blanchard Road, Mall Road, 3A, and Route 3. And it's really interesting what came out of that. And that area is roughly the size of the downtown Boston Business District. So we have a very substantial business district there. It provides taxes and funding for a lot of the services that make Burlington great. And I think the town forefathers many years ago had great foresight in that area and what they were able to build, develop, and zone down there to create that business district that has really been a blessing to the town's financial situation for many years. And what this is an attempt to look forward to the next 50 years and what we want that area to look like. And so phase 2 of the project, there's some pretty good videos and public sessions that were done during phase 1 of this project. So phase 2 of this project is to do outreach to our residents, to our businesses, to other stakeholders in the community, just to get a sense of what are we looking for in the future down there, and what do we want to see in terms of public benefits, public spaces, how do we want it to look. We want to uncover as much and improve any of the natural areas that we have down there. And we got a great response from people being interested in the first round, but now we really need to sort of dig down and work to sort of develop, future zoning for that area that hopefully we hope to present to town meeting next September. And again, it's going to be a big collaborative effort, and we're trying to tie it into the master plan, Vine Brook watershed assessment. And if you consider the area, and as development was back then, we have these large parking fields of asphalt. And, a lot of this is to sort of reimagine what could be done with that to make these areas, more publicly accessible, to improve public transit options, to improve connectivity for pedestrians, bicycles, and just, to look forward as to what that area is going to look like over the next 50 years. Assuming that it continues to be what it is one of the best suburban commercial districts in the state by far. And again, the residents really do benefit from that. When you look at our taxing situation, these businesses pay a substantial amount of taxes that we use to provide services to the residents, so the residents get the benefit of that.
Awesome. So a lot of moving parts on this project.
Yeah, we're really excited about it though. Yeah. It's just the potential for the area is huge. It's already outstanding. Yeah. But when you consider the future, and again, we'll be looking at it from really inserting what does the public want to see down here? What do our residents want to see down here? And maybe take into account some of those more modern things with public spaces, uncovering natural areas. There's a stream that runs underneath the mall parking lot that's been in a culvert. Right. All sorts of great things that we learned during the first part of this study. And again, it's just an attempt to reinvent again what was done here 50 years ago to make this place so great, just to make sure it's as fresh and cutting edge over the next 50 years.
Awesome. Speaking of community spaces, on a lighter note, we're taping this the morning of September 8th, and tonight is the first of our community beer garden series. You want to talk about those? Sure.
As the public may be aware, in addition to looking at our big commercial district down on Mall Road, we've really been focusing on, through the efforts of our Economic Development Director, Melissa Tentacolis, our town center, and how can we make improvements to our town center, how do we let everybody know all the amazing businesses we have in the town center. And she's been doing a lot of work down there, and a lot of it involves around placemaking. The Park we developed down there a couple years ago, just to bring different people and hopefully have them linger and contribute to the businesses down there, as well as just contribute to the overall area. People love to see activity. People sitting in parks, reading a book, having a cup of coffee in the Park. So the next step is that we had a very successful Pocket Park beer garden on a Saturday last year. I missed that event, unfortunately. I was ill at the time, but the feedback we heard from the businesses was that maybe we can try 4 Thursday nights and just see what type of activity that brings to the center. So tonight's the first one. My understanding is that they have a very desirable brewer coming in, and again, I drink more domestic type beers, so I'm not very helpful in understanding the nuances between those, but you know, it was a big success when we did it on Saturday last year, and we're hopeful for the same type of success that we'll be moving forward. Starting tonight, 4 Thursdays in a row, 4:30 to 8:30 at the Pocket Park in the town center.
Well, I like a little more craft beer than domestic, so I'll definitely be sampling some tonight. Paul, just on a lighter note, it's hard to believe that 2022 is almost done. Any hopes for the town community in the fall?
I just hope that we continue on our path. We really have the best of everything here. We have tremendous volunteers. We have people that get involved in the community. We have tremendous support from town meeting. And I think what has been built here, and we just want to continue it on. We feel that this is one of the greatest places that someone could live in Massachusetts, and we want to continue to nurture that as we move forward. And again, try not to make any mistakes to you know, make Burlington a less desirable place, because from what I can see, everything is off the charts here. People love to live here. Businesses want to be here, and it's a very vibrant community where you can live in the suburbs but have all the amenities you may have closer to the city, and that's really exciting.
Yeah, it's a great place to be.
Absolutely.
Well, Paul, I want to thank you for coming in for another Town Administrator update. I'll see you tonight at the Beer Garden.
It's a pleasure to see you, Chris.
Thank you. Thank you, and thank you all for watching. Until next time, this has been Town Administrator Update.